Hi guys. This is my like 15 millionth time. That's a very big exaggeration. Trying to film this video. My camera died twice. When I was rambling a lot. And I don't know how to do it without rambling, to be honest. Okay, so this is going to be my update. I didn't have an update last week because I was on vacation, and I'm leaving again for a road trip with my mom and my sisters on Thursday. So my my highest weight ever was 243 pounds. My highest weight at the doctor's office was 229 pounds. My weight last week before I went on vacation was 217 pounds. My weight today was 220 pounds. It is Shark Week. I should start in the next day or two. So that explains the gain, even though I was actually really good on vacation. This video, I decided I really liked it. From Made Up Mama, Confession from a Fat Woman's Diaries. I'm out in my backyard because everybody's home, and this has been really hard and frustrating because I have made this 3 times or 4 times. It's been a long, and how many confessions can you give? But here I go. I'm going to try to go through these quickly-ish. My first one was in high school. Well, I should give a little backstory. Growing up, I have a great family. They were wonderful then, they're wonderful now. When I was in 3rd grade, my dad started a company, and it went belly up, and my mom had to go to work. And we went on welfare and assisted food stamps. So when you're on things like that, you get what you get. My mom was always on a diet. She worked out like crazy. She still does. She's amazing but I learned from her at a very young age that dieting is a part of life. At least that's what I felt I learned. So I get to high school, and all of my friends are 121 pounds, 120 pounds, 112 pounds, I don't know. And I was 150 pounds. For me, that number meant something. It meant I was fat. So I'm 5'2". So technically that does put you in the overweight category on the BMI. I feel that BMI is very flawed, but it is a system that most people go off of. I worked, for the most part, at lunch. I ate Taco Bell or French fries or hamburgers or whatever we could get our hands on. I also worked at a movie theater, and I had access to 100% free popcorn, nachos, soda pop, and I could eat them whenever I wanted, and we could make it how we wanted. We could customize it. We could do double the oil and double the salt and make it really tasty. And I will admit, to this day, movie theater popcorn is one of my biggest downfalls. I love movie theater popcorn, but it doesn't love me. Since getting my gallbladder out 14, 15 years ago, I don't even know how many years ago it was. If I eat popcorn, movie theater popcorn, I can have homemade popcorn without the movie theater stuff. I get dumping really bad. It's horrible. You think that would teach me my lesson, but no. And in fact, most of the things that do give me dumping, oh well. I feel horrible and sick and awful, but I'll still do it. I'll still do it to myself. In fact, most places I eat out at give me dumping because I eat too fast. It's not necessarily the foods, but I eat too fast, and that's something I really have been working on. I'm still not good at it at all. So unlimited crap. I also had 2 jobs, so I went to school, ate, went to sleep, did homework, went to work, went to another job. And I had a great, I would never go back to high school, but it was fine. I wasn't picked on or bullied or whatever. I went to college, and all through high school and for the first 2 years of college, I had a boyfriend. And on my last 3 months of college, my boyfriend and I broke up. And I put too much emphasis into that relationship and how it was supposed to define me. So after that, I wanted to quit college. I was really depressed. I didn't want to do much. All I wanted to do was sleep. I had great parents who luckily didn't let me quit. They said, quit your job and focus on school, and that's it, and we will pay for your living expenses. School was covered by loans, because we're not rich by any means, but I'm the youngest child, so my sisters weren't at home anymore, and it's just my handicapped brother that lived with them. So they covered my living expenses. They paid my car payment, they paid for my housing and my food. But all they did was eat, sleep, go to school. Eat, sleep, go to school, repeat. And a majority of it was eating. And at the time, I was a big person that liked to cook a lot of food. So that brings me up to 175 pounds. Then, fast forward a little while, my husband and I start dating. We knew each other in high school, so we started dating. 10 months later, we got married. For some people, that's really fast, but we knew each other since junior year in high school, and I was 21 at the time, which is really young in hindsight, but oh well. 10 months later, I get diagnosed with bipolar, and I've talked about this in another video. With the medication they put me on, they told me that it would shut down the trigger in your brain that tells you you're full. So, let's just say I ate a whole jar of peanut butter one whole day. All by myself. Brand new jar. A whole jar. Including a whole bunch of other stuff. This time in my life, I used the bipolar as an excuse to do whatever I wanted, and it was okay. Honestly, I don't know how my husband stuck with me through this whole crazy mess. We were married 10 months. He didn't have to. He's a saint. He's an angel. So that brings me up 30 or 40 more pounds. I'm like 210, 215 pounds at this point. And then I have kids a couple years later. So I was able to maintain that. Then, we were married for 5 years before we had kids. And I will take everything that my kids gave me. My stretch marks, my stuff. Okay, but I'm only 220 pounds right now. So, I'm still only within 10 or 15 pounds of what I am now. And I've had to work my butt off to stay around this weight. But I wasn't perfect by any means. I had kids. That gave me some weight. I lost weight actually pregnant with my second and third. I lost 15 pounds being pregnant. Do you think I could keep it off? Heck no. Nursing is a whole time to eat like crazy and to have excuses for it. I have to feed 2 people now, and this is when I really noticed I started gorging, or hiding food, or eating at the grocery, getting something at the grocery store, eating it in the car on the way home, and throwing away before I would get home, or going places by myself so I didn't have to share food with my kids. That's when that started. I wasn't perfect before, but it got worse. My husband and I have always shared meals when we went to restaurants, so I didn't really have that issue. It's just I would do things on the sly, and I think he wouldn't notice, and he didn't notice. Honestly, you do it in hiding, so you hope and pray that nobody notices, and that you. So then, that's, like I said, when I started going to the grocery store and buying like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 candy bars, because I couldn't decide which one, and I needed them. So then I would eat them all on the way home and hide the packaging and hide them or throw them away. Or I'd go out to McDonald's and eat it on the way home, because everything had to be eaten in the car, because I didn't want people to see me eat, and I didn't want people to judge me for eating that. But there would be times like I would go out and I couldn't decide whether I wanted a hamburger or a fish sandwich or a chicken sandwich, and I'd get both. I never really would get the drink but instead I'd get like a shake or something. I would take my kids out to get ice cream and french fries, and I'd get myself a whole large french fry and an ice cream cone, and they'd get an ice cream cone and have to share between the 3 of them a large french fry. And then, you know, you'd lick around the little kids' ice cream, because it's gonna drip everywhere. I did what a lot of you said that you do. I was a stay-at-home mom until about 18 months ago. And I would get out of work at 2, my kids would get out of school at 3, and my husband would get home around 5. He gets home a lot later now. But I would head off from 2 to 3, well, because why go home if you have to go pick up your kids, because I work at my kids' school. So what I would do is go get fast food or a shake, and then drive back to the school and eat it in the car while waiting for the kids. Then I would hide the wrappers and stuff under things so they didn't see them and wouldn't say, "Mom, why didn't you get me any?" Then we would have dinner at 5 or 5:30. I would make all kinds of goodies, Rice Krispie treats, cookies. My favorite was cinnamon rolls. I'd make cinnamon rolls all the time, and eat all of them. I would do what Jody did and go to the donut store and get a couple extra donuts with the dozen, and eat the donuts on the way home, and then have a couple donuts once I got home, because then those 2 donuts before didn't count. Calories on your period don't count. So let's just say when I was on my period, craziness would happen. I stopped buying things like chips because I would eat the whole bag. Or I wouldn't actually eat the whole bag at first. I would let my kids have some, and then I would hide the bag and then wait until the day when I needed it. So yeah, it wasn't right away, but I needed it. I would eat my kids' Halloween, Easter, Christmas candy. I would only let them have 1 a day, or maybe 2. I would take it all away, get out all the chocolate, and eat all of it. I would gorge on their candy and then give them a lecture on how their candy isn't good for them. I'm actually kind of lucky. My husband has always been small, and he's finally getting to the point where he doesn't feel small anymore. And my children right now are are really tiny. I have a daughter that won't eat a fruit or a vegetable to save her life. To get her to eat a banana, it's 2 hours of screaming. I mean, eating any food that looks funny to her is torture, and she's lucky right now. But how am I going to teach them proper food things? That's what this has kind of shown me. I've got a almost 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an almost 8-year-old. Especially my girls. I watched Caitlin's video on her son feeling fat, and that is tragic. The 6-year-old feels fat. I just hope I can learn from these things and teach my kids to love themselves, that they don't have to hoard food, but my son already does hoard food. He hides it under his bed, he eats, it doesn't matter what it is. He'll steal food from other people's cabinets from his grandma's house. We give him whatever he wants. We don't tell him no as long as he eats in the kitchen. This video was hard to make. It kind of made me feel like I'm not doing a good job as a person. I'm not as honest as I should be. I'm not a good mom. That's not true. I don't feel like I'm not a good mom, but that I'm lacking in a lot of ways. So those are my confessions. Good luck, guys. I'm not going to tag anybody because I haven't seen everybody's videos yet, and because I was on vacation and didn't catch up on everybody. But if you see this and you haven't been tagged, do it. It's a freaking eye-opener.